Hello friends. In today's video we are going to learn a function called indirect function. So this function is very interesting. So the problem that many people face is that sometimes as you can see in this spreadsheet, I have this practice tab, practice 2 tab, and then there are various tabs called Jan, Feb, March, like that. Now many times what happens due to data requirements, every month you have to add another tab here, let's say April, uh, and I want to pull data from all the tabs in one single tab, like you can say practice 2. So let look at it as a summary tab wherein I am just compiling data from multiple tabs. Now all the tabs out there have similar sales or range where the data is uh, pasted. So for example, if we look at Jan tab, you can see sales C3 contains 12,500. This is some random number. Then let's say sales C3 again, but in now in the Feb tab contains some number. Then if we go to March, again it contains something. For example purpose, let me make it 10,000 everywhere. Okay. Now if somebody asks you that compile the data in all those sheets, typically what would you do? You will do equal to, you will go to that cell, give cell reference, enter. You will again do the same thing for February, equal to, you will go to Feb, give that specific cell reference, enter. You will do similar thing for March. But there is one problem with this approach. This is like, currently in the example there was only one cell and only one data point, so it was very easy. In few seconds I was able to do this. But what if it's a large data? What if instead of just equal to, I have to apply sum if, count if, uh, VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, these kind of complex formulas in those for those specific types. In that case, it is not feasible to every time go and apply the same formula again and again as and when tabs get added. So here comes indirect function. So first let us understand what indirect function does. It basically uh, interprets any text reference as a actual reference. So for example, as we have seen that the value in all these other tabs are in cell C3. Now let me put C3 here somewhere. Now as you can see, and now let me do equal to and give reference of this cell. Now what Excel has returned is C3 only. Why? Because Excel is uh, you know pulling the reference as it is. Now I will show you how indirect function helps you. So the formula is very simple, equal to indirect. Right now I would like that you just uh, follow along me, follow me how I am applying the formula. I'm also going to explain the logic. So the formula is indirect. Now you can see that in the column A, Jan, Feb and March is mentioned, which is exactly same as the tab names. So I give reference to Jan, I say and, now I put first quotation, then I put exclamatory mark, and now I put C3. I close the exclamatory mark and bracket close. I copy this formula all three times. Now I will show you something. Now let's say, as you can see that in all the three tabs Jan, Feb and March numbers are same. Now let me change it. Let's say for February I will make it 11,500 and for March I will make it 13,500. These are some just random numbers. Now you can see that numbers here have changed. Now let's say I need to add one more tab for the month of April. I will click here and add the tab. I call it as April, and let's say in cell C3 I put number as, let's say, 17,500. Now as we discussed earlier, In the ideal scenario, what you will do, April, again April, equal to cell C3 reference, enter. So this is what you will do. But now here comes the power of indirect function. Now this time I have to simply copy the formula that I have already put for March and paste it. Done. No manual work, or my manual work has saved, my time has got saved. So now let us look at the formula. Look at this formula bar. So what I have done, I have put this function called indirect, open parenthesis. Now first it's reference text. This is basically referring to cell E9 in this formula, which is basically APR, that is April. Now this is basically reference to the tab name from where I need to pull the formula. Now let's say instead of April, I call it as sheet 2, enter. I go back to practice. Now see, there is a error in this formula. Now instead of April, rename this to sheet 2. Now you can see the number has come back. So that is why this reference text becomes important. Your reference text and the tab name from which you want to pull the data should exactly match. Now, the remaining part. Now, cell C3 is nothing but the cell in which I have put my data. Let's say instead of cell C3, I copy and paste it in cell C5 and delete it. Let's see what happens. As you can see, Excel has returned 0. Now if I change the cell reference to cell C5 here, see again the data has come back. So C5 is nothing but the cell reference. Now, before moving towards these signs and then quotations, then the exclamatory mark, let's see how our regular formula looks like, regular cell reference. As you can see here, there is exclamatory mark and there is cell reference. So the reason why we are using exclamatory mark in this formula is basically we are combining the tab reference and cell reference, just like here. Like March is the tab reference and then we have exclamatory mark and then we have C3. This is basic, which is cell reference. So exclamatory mark acts as a separator for tab reference and cell reference. So it basically combines. Now, why quotation marks? Because as I mentioned earlier, indirect function converts text reference into actual reference. We have to put this as a text. So anything put within quotations, Excel interprets it as text. That is why quotations become important here. Now what will happen if I remove these quotations? So let me show you. I removed it. Okay. So as you can see, I have got an error message. And now why we are using AND? AND is basically to combine the cell reference and this text that we have mentioned. So this is how indirect function works. I hope this was very useful. If you have liked this video, please hit the like button, share this video with your colleagues, friends, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.